Hey everybody, Coach Dan from the Run Experience here. I want to talk to you about the secret weapon for all runners, no matter if you're a beginner just starting to run, if you're a well-seasoned runner who runs short distances, or if, like me, you're an ultra marathoner who's got bigger goals ahead. There is one thing that we all have in common that is the secret weapon to running better. It's consistency. Running makes you a better runner. I'm going to tell you all about how to stay consistent and why it matters right here. No matter what your running goals are, there are lots of things that training plans all have in common. It's consistency around lots of easy running, a short amount of really hard speed work, and some long runs. That's really what a running plan is, broken down into 3 different bits. Now, that consistency, doing those pieces consistently all year long, is how you become better. I say all year long with such intention because I know a lot of runners who train for a summer race, and then when the weather starts to turn cold, they immediately stop running. They might do other things to maintain fitness, and that's great, but it is not the same as maintaining a consistent running training plan. It's not to say those things don't have great value. It's not to say cross-training doesn't make you a better runner. All that's true, but I'm here to tell you that consistency about running is one of the best ways to get better as a runner. Now, what does consistency look like? Well, basically for me, what it means is that I run between 75 and 100 kilometers a week, every single week, 52 weeks of the year. I used to not do that. I used to have really periodized training, which meant that when I had a big ultra coming up, I'd build volume, taper a little bit, and then race. That was fine, except in my opinion, and the science bears this out, you're actually increasing your chance of injury if you continue to do that. So get on the wagon, train for a race, fall off the wagon, do other things for a while, and then get back on it. Now, this principle is the same whether you're a 5K runner, no matter what your distance is. So what we've learned is that the more consistency you build into your training, the easier it is to be ready to race well, maybe not perfectly, maybe not optimally, but race well whenever that race comes up. If you want to race optimally, then you do have to have some periodized training near that race. So base consistency gets you fit, and then a bit of a banger push near the end of a race cycle to get you as fit as you can be to race. What does consistency look like if you're a beginner runner? 3 days a week, 30 minutes each. 3 days a week, 30 minutes each. Now, here at the Run Experience with our app, The Daily Run, we've got lots of programs for beginners that'll get you started and help you know exactly what to do all week long to stay consistent. That includes strength and mobility training. Check those programs out if you're new and you want to get started. But what I'm saying is that 30 minutes a day, 3 days a week, that's going to do a bunch of things. Number one, it is going to stop you from being sore all the time. If you run less frequently than that, chances are you feel kind of rotten after every single run. That really decreases your likelihood of staying with it. It does something else that I think is even more powerful. It builds running as a habit. Look, habits and habit formation, how we build these things into our lives, is a really important part of becoming a runner and being a runner. It's an important thing that I think about in all kinds of aspects of my life. And I am telling you, if you do something 3 days a week, boom, 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 it becomes just a thing that you do. For me, 75 to 100K a week, 52 weeks a year, it's just built in. It's how I do it. I don't need to find the time. Oh gosh, that river is really high behind me. Sorry for the noise. I don't need to find the time to do it. It's just one of the things I always do. So building the habit, decreasing the chance of injury, stopping you from being sore after you run, these are all some of the benefits of consistency, but how do we do it? Well, I want you to find ways to take the friction out of running. First of all, I want you to figure out which runs are the most enjoyable for you. What are the easiest runs to do? Is it those early morning runs when you're just by yourself and the street or the trail is still dark and you're by yourself? I love those runs. Is it after work, commute run, right from work to home with your music in your ears real loud? Cool, rock and roll. Is it Sunday morning with your pals, a nice social run? It's your chance to catch up when you grab a coffee right afterwards. Look, I don't care. You figure out what runs are the easiest ones, the least friction for you to get out the door and get in with a big smile on your face, and then build more of that running into your week so that it feels consistent and it feels easier. What you get from consistency is better running. And the better you run, the easier it is to run more. And the more you run, the better you run. You understand my point now. So my secret weapon, number one, the thing that makes good runners great and non-runners runners is consistency. Get to it.